Hi everyone, I'm thrilled to be here at Spectra. Thank you, 3AI. Thank you, Samir, NK, and Kapil. Today we are diving into something that we all chase, but few truly achieve. And the topic is how do we build a data science and AI strategy that delivers sustainable enterprise impact. So we are in an era where every company wants to be data driven. Every business leader wants to leverage AI, and every job title increasingly contains the words AI, data, or strategy, right? But let me ask you this. How many of those initiatives that you know of are truly delivering sustainable value at scale? So today I want to talk to you about or walk you through what it takes to build a data science and AI strategy that does more than just some experiments or pilots or prototypes. A strategy that delivers real enterprise level impact. And I'll do this by sharing a framework that I've seen that generally has been implemented with scale and one that's helping unlock hundreds of millions of dollars in enterprise value. So remember one thing, AI doesn't transform businesses, strategy does. AI just helps to scale it. Before I start with the data science and AI strategy, we need to understand that to deliver or it all begins with purpose. Our vision is simple yet ambitious, right? So whenever you develop a strategy, there needs to be a vision, there needs to be a mission, and the vision needs to be very ambitious and purposeful. Something like to lead the industry in data science by delivering world-class ROI through actionable insights and advanced analytics. And the mission, what about the mission? So it needs to be very measurable. So it needs to drive a measurable improvement in enterprise profitability or let's say improve EBIT improvement and things like that. And specifically to enable a sustainable annualized EBIT improvement by a certain target date. So it needs to be measurable. It needs to be attainable with a particular target date, and it needs to be attached to a value. That vision and mission act as our North Star. They ensure that every data science effort, every model we build, every AI tool that we deploy is aligned to a higher order outcome. So, in other words, we can't do AI for the sake of AI. We do AI because it delivers on outcomes that matter to the business. We need to remember one thing that purpose led AI is the difference between a prototype and a profit. If we do not have a purpose, it will always be just the prototype or the experiment. Now let's look at what are the three pillars, right? So to deliver on this mission and vision, design we need to design a strategy around three foundational pillars. The first one needs to be around capability building. So this is about establishing the right platforms, whether we have the right machine learning platforms in place, whether in place, whether we have the right skills and people in place, whether we have the right technologies that needs to enable the innovation, and this includes traditional machine learning as well as the modern tools like Gen AI and Agentic AI. The next one is about driving adoption because innovation without adoption is useless. We invest in change management, storytelling, and user empowerment to make sure our work is embedded across the business. The last but not the least is the value part, the delivering the value. So we focus on impact. That means whether we are monetizing our use cases or monetizing our outcomes or insights and measuring everything through a business lens. Now this framework isn't theoretical. It's the actual operating model we use to scale data science initiatives across multiple business functions. Now let's take a closer look at how do we build capability. Now, one of the things that we need to understand is when we are talking about capability, there needs to be a scalable machine learning platform that enables experimentation and productionization. Now, when we are talking about scalability, we are talking about when we are talking about value, there needs to be some platform that actually helps in operationalizing the models. You can't operationalize the models without having a platform in place. That's why the machine learning platforms are important. When we talk about the generative AI that automates content creation, code generation, and internal reporting and customer communication, the agentic AI is for the autonomous agents that can perform tasks, explore solutions, and act on goals with minimal human intervention. There are other machine learning advanced models like forecasting and optimization that can power the decision making in real time that needs to be considered as well. Of course, there are other technologies like computer vision and graph data science for specialized use cases. Now, these capabilities aren't built in isolation. They're deeply integrated with business workflows, so they become part of how the organization runs. I often ask or have a conversation with my peers that what's the next capability your team needs to scale? Is it your tech stack or is it your people stack? Right? So the future isn't just AI powered, it's AI empowered. Now, this brings us to a crucial point around adoption. You must have heard about Peter Drucker, and he said it best that culture is strategy for breakfast. Even the most elegant algorithm will fail if it isn't trusted, understood, or used. We might have got the best algorithm in place which solves a lot of problems, but if it is not used, then what is the use of that algorithm? So even the most, so how do we drive adoption? We build a strong network of change advocates inside the business. So pick a business that will actually be a great advocate for yourself, who will be a part of your POC or your experiment, and they will actually be the voice of yours when you are not there. Then we promote wins to create momentum and buy-in. And most importantly, we offer self-service tools powered by Gen AI and Agentic AI. This act like co-pilots and co-thinkers, helping businesses and even executives make better decisions. So it's not just about providing tools, it's about creating that belief and creating that trust in the system that the tools that you have used or you have created are going to change the business in creating that right value and the ROI. And remember one thing, that adoption is not a phase, it's actually a culture shift. Ultimately, everything comes down to value. As someone said, don't tell me if it works, show me the money. Our AI systems are delivering value in multiple use cases, right? So if we build an AI system, and I've just kept a few examples from a retail landscape. So if you are in merchandising, you might be creating a use case where it's optimizing the product assortment and hence creating the value. If you're in the customer analytics domain, you might be creating something around hyper personalized experiences. If you're in operations, you might be streamlining workflows with Gen AI and Agentic AI. And you might be actually looking at monetizing some of your products, like your pricing engines that you have built, or some of the GenAI tools, which is basically built to reduce cost to serve and things like that. These are just some examples. There can be many such examples, but let's remember one thing, that in AI, ROI isn't a bonus, it's a baseline. So you have to deliver that ROI. So what makes this strategy sustainable? There needs to be three enablers for those three pillars that we just talked about. The first one being talent, attracting and developing the right people who are not just skilled in AI but passionate about solving real problems is important. Gen AI and Agentic AI are amazing tools, but people make them meaningful. So it's not about the tech stack. The tech stack will continue to evolve. It's really important to deep dive into the talent and get the right talent into the organization. The next one is tech and innovation. So we embrace, it can be a hybrid approach. There needs to be a buy and a build approach to everything. So build when it matters, buy when it's faster, and when it can be integrated with ease. The last one being responsible and ethical AI. With powerful tools comes great responsibility. We embed governance, fairness, and explainability into every phase of development and deployment, and that's important. And this ensures that we can scale with integrity and long-term trust. Let's also remember one thing, that ethics isn't a footnote in a AI strategy. It's the foundation of it. We generally use it like we have to have an ethical model and all of that, but we need to build or start building the model that it starts from being ethical. Let me leave you with one thought. Don't scale AI because it's trendy. Scale it because it works. Start with one high impact use case, prove that value, then build the muscle across people, process, and platforms. The future of AI isn't about the most complex model, it's about the most strategically deployed, ethically governed, and widely adopted one. And thank you for having me here today. If you are building AI strategies, I hope this gives you a roadmap. And if you are just beginning your journey into AI, remember the best time to build smart is now. So, but high feds value skills. Thank you once again, and see you in one of the conferences somewhere. Thank you.